And of course, they, say they are being backed by the Constitution, Section 100, subsection, I can't remember now, but I know lawyers will start arguing about that. We'll give them room for that to explain. Some are saying it should have been 30 days after the bill was passed to the governor. Then they would have had the chance or, the power to veto. Some others are saying they have the power to veto. So we'll leave the lawyers to argue all of that. However, I want to point to the fact that despite the governor calling for peace during his broadcast today and on several other occasions, it looks like they're still fighting in the background. They're still having a go at each other. And I'm imagining how this will impact Rivers State. Now, some of you want the governor to do good work, right? Some of you are saying, the governor should work, the governor must do it, and the governor should. But however, there are certain things he cannot do on his own, except those things that pass through the House of Assembly. And if they're having the back and the forth like they are, of course, they don't have to agree on everything. I mean, for a healthy democracy, they cannot agree on everything. However, if they fight over simple things, then there is the likelihood that the development in Rivers State will be stalled, if not going backwards. So I'm wondering, what do you make of this? First, there is a decline, and according to the report, there was a letter or about 4 letters to show reasons why there was a decline. So I'm wondering why the House of Assembly did not look into the reasons given, why the House of Assembly did not look or maybe debate on the reasons why, of course, the bills were not passed or assented to by the governor. We've seen these things happen at the National Assembly where the president, especially during Muhammadu Buhari's time, and especially when it has to do with the Electoral Act, when it was a bill, the president said, these are my reasons. And then the National Assembly will sit on it, look at it, debate on it. And if they disagree with the president, they'll tell him that they disagree with him and they'll send it again. They did not just veto. They did not just, decide to vote and pass the bill into law because the Constitution gave them the ability to. They wanted to ensure that there was, some kind of collaboration between both arms of government. So on the surface level, yet again, do you see this becoming too big an issue where it begins to affect and impact on the situation of Rivers State? I mean, I do really think that we should begin to look at development and not political fight. I really do think so, because I woke up, I saw the trend. Dollar to the naira in the black market is now 1,400 and what is it, 10 naira? Oh man, I had to even use the local parlance of man. See, it is going to get crazy, with the dollar going up like that in the black market. It's going to affect the pricing of things in the marketplace. And for me, I do think it's time for us to begin to focus on development, really. And I'm wondering if the governor can concentrate on development with fights like this where, bills are not assented to for certain reasons. And reasons we really do not know, I should say. And then the House of Assembly seeing it as a spite on their persons and have decided to pass without the governor. So there is the back and the forth there. We'll talk about this deeper. The 4 o'clock hour, I promise you, I'll give you some, inside knowledge or some, reports from way back in time, as far back as 2014. And we'll look at how all of these bills now law again, how it's all played out over the years. But let's move on now to the next big story. The next big story has got to do with the governor yet again. And this time he has kept to one of the agenda on the Abuja Accord, and some of you call it the 8 Commandments. He has kept to one of the agendas, and he has sworn in they reappointed commissioners, none of them, they resigned. And then during the Abuja Accord, they were asked to come back. The governor was asked to bring them back, and recently submitted the names to the House of Assembly, and the House of Assembly told them to take a bow. And now he has sworn them into office. And during that swearing in, I believe, he said that he has no grudge. He holds no grudge or grudges against any of the 9 commissioners. I'd like to get your thoughts on that as well. I really do. What do you make of that? Is first of all, just immediately after the Supreme Court judgment, immediately he swears them in and then talks about no grudges, a peaceful man. But can there be no grudges, really? I mean, for we outsiders, for we who are observers who talk about this every day, do you really think there are no grudges? Can there really be no grudges? And that's really a fair question, and I'm hoping that you can help me with the answer. I mean, looking at the House of Assembly that we just talked about and their relationship with the governor, currently looking like it is embittered. Do you really think, because it's still a camp thing, one on the left camp, the other on the right camp, I'm not calling names now. It's still a very divided thing when we look at the political drama. So can there be really no grudges? Can there be really no grudges? I'm just asking, and I hope you have the answer to that question. Well, before I go to the next big story, I would like to listen to the governor as he made the statement on no grudges.
When you're coming back, stand for justice, stand for the interests of our dear state. That is the purpose of your appointment. I can see how heavy your hearts are, but I assure you that I don't have anything against any one of you. That is the truth. You were caught in between a crossfire. I would advise giving your best. Like I said the first time, let this state and posterity remember you for what is good.
So what do you make of the governor's statement there? I'd like to hear from you. You were caught in the middle of a crossfire. I'd like to get your thoughts, basically. Let's now go to the next big story. The next big story still has to do with Rivers State and still has to do with the political drama in Rivers State. And this time it's not the politicians that are acting up or acting right now. It is the CSO in Rivers State, or the CSOs in Rivers State, civil society organizations in Rivers State, coming out to say, courts, please interpret Section 109 for us in Rivers State, because we do not understand. Remember our conversation yesterday, the 4 o'clock hour, with Barrister Igbule, was that Section 109 has been misinterpreted or misconstrued by a lot of lawyers and a lot of public analysts and public observers. And so now the CSOs are now saying, hey, court, please, can you help us interpret? Remember, that is one of the major functions of the judiciary, to interpret the laws, or better still, to make laws through judgments. And for me, I think it's high time. I really do, because we've been going back and forth, listening to varying argument from legal luminaries, and we've been hearing, different arguments, basically. And it's time for us to hear the court give a decision on this one. Because yesterday, if Barrister Igbule's words are anything to go by, he did say that it's only the Speaker of the House, or the Senate President when it comes to the Senate, or even the Speaker of the House of Reps, that can rectify the declaration of a seat as vacant. So when you think about it from this angle, when you think about it from this perspective, you want to ask the question, is it not high time that the court does an interpretation like it did with the interpretation of defection, or what not defection, what constitutes division in the party. Still talking about defection, of course. So yeah, let's get your thoughts on all of these. These are the big stories I'd like to hear from you. All focused on Rivers State. Basically, everything we will be talking about today will focus on Rivers State, because you and I are in Rivers State. For those of you listening outside of Rivers State, I would beg you to please bear with us, because there is some kind of fire on the mountain here in River State, and we have to run. All right, for those of you joining us, 26 minutes gone past the hour 3. I am Kalada Kurubatibo. You're listening to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info, and it's a pleasure having you on the other side of the radio. So I'm just going to call out the numbers now so I can start taking contributions to the big 3 stories. Remember, the first one has got to do with assents and vetoing. So the governor did not assent. The law says when a bill is being pondered upon by the legislative arm, it should go to the executive arm of government for assent once you're doing pondering with the bill, or pondering upon the bill. So it should then go to the executive arm, and the executive arm has got the right to decline assent, and the legislative arm has got the ability to veto the dissent, and that's what is playing out in Rivers State. And then the next one has got to do with the governor telling the new commissioners, the new old commissioners, or the old new commissioners, whichever one fits the case, that he bears no grudge, or he is not carrying any grudge for any one of them, that they were caught in the in the middle of a crossfire. Do you agree with that? And the third one has got to do with CSOs in River State saying, court, come. Help us interpret Section 109. We've had too many lawyers define too many things, and it's become too confusing, and it has caused a conundrum in our political space. So please do your job. Help us define what is Section 109. So let's get your thoughts. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. You can also use the numbers 0817-923-0007 and WhatsApp number for WhatsApp messages 0809-030-6416. It's my pleasure to hear what you've got to say. So let's start from this caller. Hello, your name, your location, your contribution.
Kalada, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. What's your name, plees?
Yeah, my name is Comrade Clinton, and I'm calling from Bori.
All right, Clinton, welcome.
The governor said he bears no grudge. Kalada, we are all political animals.
Okay.
We are political animals, and as such, there is always bound to be disagreement. But what is always important in this politics is how we are able to harmonize, or better to coalesce all these interests for the greater good.
Okay.
Yes, the governor said that these commissioners were caught in between the line, in between crossfire. That means two gladiators were at war. Then their interest lied somewhere else. But we should also know as Rivers people that the governor is in charge of the state. And as commissioners, your allegiance should be to the governor, because once your allegiance is to the governor, your allegiance is not to Rivers State, which is in charge.
Okay.
But we know that the allegiance we are supposed to one man, which is the FCT minister, which was very unfortunate and not supposed to be so. But the governor, being a very sensitive man, is a leader, and his own interest is to see how Rivers State can work. And currently now Rivers State cannot work because the state is divided.
Okay.
So he has decided now to welcome back these people, giving effect to the resolution that was met by that was reached the other day with the president. I think it's a good one.
Okay.
We pray that as they are coming back now, they should come and work for the common interest of Rivers State.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. And we all want the best. The governor should always concentrate and on Rivers government, Rivers State government, and ensure that those that are supporting him, the Rivers people, because for me it was the Rivers that supported him, not the politicians. So the Rivers that supported him should be able to get dividends of democracy. The reason why they supported him.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Clinton. Let's take another call now. Hello, your name and location. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
I can hear you. Good afternoon to you.
My name is Good, calling from Port Harcourt.
Your name is?
Illegal. that the legislature of
you can't goody you can't say that on the show because you're not the court, so you cannot say they are illegal.
I'm not. It's not me. People are talking like those who are loyal to the governor. So they are talking like that.
Those who are loyal to if you're talking about those who are loyal to the governor himself has acknowledged them. I think there was a banquet sometime early this month, and the governor acknowledged Martin as speaker. So, I mean, if he's acknowledged him in that banquet, what else again are the loyalists looking for?
He approved it. He approved it that they are legal and they are right. So if it is so, everybody should acknowledge that they should recognize them. So that people state will be working.
Okay.
We need in the state is peace.
All right.
So far as the governor have used them to make sure that the commissioner are being commissioners. So everything is working fine now.
Okay.
These people are, everybody is the speaker and everything is working. They are not people that people say they are not existing, they are not legal, they are this because they are defected. The court have not done that. So first we know that River State is one. Let them unite. We need peace in the state.
All right.
This is my take.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Goody. Hello, your name, your location, your contribution. Missed that one. Please do call back 081792300003 081792300003. Let's take this message from Anonymous. Politicians have made Nigeria a banana republic indeed, one arm of government that's supposed to uphold our democracy as the judiciary, but it seems the politicians have corrupted the judiciary. If not by this time, these guys will not be sitting down there making laws, because it is constitutionally clear, even to the layman, that they are no more members of the House anymore since they defected to another party for no reason. However, let's see how things will play out in the future for martyrs before different courts against them. I bet you if the managers of the judiciary stand for integrity, whatever law they are passing and overriding today will become useless. Okay, if you say so. Tamuna Priye Minima says, greetings, Canada. The governor has a big heart. The commissioners should work for the interests of the state or be fired by His Excellency. The message: the governor should not sign the so-called bills passed by the legislature. What has suddenly changed? It was the same lawmakers that passed the law. They are vetoing old no water. Thanks from Minima Priye. All right, Minima, thank you very much. This one says the minister, Wike, wants to use the state assembly to control the governor. That is why they already vetoed those 4 bills. The battle has just started. No man should see himself as God. Robert with that one. This one says, there's a big grudge. Those commissioners are in trouble. If they are wise, they should resign again for good this time around. Humans don't really forgive a deeply wounded offense. Frank from Igruta with that one. Let's get back to the phone lines and let's get your thoughts. Hello, your name, your location, your contribution.
Mr. Zion, good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon. Welcome.
The battle is not over yet, though. This one is just a child's. Their mission is not to sack the governor from the Supreme Court. No. They are wiser than that.
Okay.
They are smarter than that. We are jubilating for what? No. They are waiting for him at the assembly. Now look at the first draft without signing it. I wish he signed those documents to law, an impeachable offense.
How is it an impeachable? I mean, the bills came from the House of Assembly.
From who?
From the House of Assembly.
But they have a case in court that said that does not recognize them.
But he swore in commissioners that were confirmed or verified.
Commissioners. We are talking. No, of course, anybody can bring commissioners now.
No. The law is very clear. The commissioners would have to go through verification and confirmation by the House of Assembly.
Look, if on a sit down one corner now, bring me to governor. We want Mr. Zion as a commissioner. On an academy carry me can't give him. He can accept it.
You still don't get the point. That list, whoever brought the commissioners must pass through the House of Assembly, or if it's at the federal level, must pass through the National Assembly. It's in your constitution, so it's clear.
Canada.
I'm listening.
We are talking about politics here.
Okay.
Even these commissioners he approved, or you have given them the veto as commissioner, is also another contention in court.
Okay. All right then.
That is why I'm telling you where he has power over them on this commissioner's issue, because on this, there is no matter they can struggle with in court on that. But to assent any bill to law, if he tries it, is impeachment.
Okay.
Now, for the issue of the dollar, I told you that the naira will fall. It will fall as long as President Tinubu is there. As long as Cardoso is there, Cardoso now is there. Any step the Nigerian government take to say, oh, we want to wage the dollar, let the naira don't fall, is an implication.
All right.
The Nigerian government, through their central bank and their wrong economical policies, fall into the hands of the dollar.
Okay. Zion, that's not my focus today, but I get your point. I've got to let you go at this point. Hello, your name, your location, your contribution.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kala.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Yes, my name is Chukudi, and I am calling you from Eneka.
All right, Chukudi from Eneka.
I heard somebody say we are talking politics here. No, we are talking law, because the House of Assembly said that by virtue of Section 100, subsection 5, they carried out the action that they carried out today. And I want to read it. It says, where the governor withholds assent and the bill is again passed by the House of Assembly by the third majority, the bill becomes law, and the assent of the governor shall not be required. If you go forward to read subsection 4, it says that where a bill is presented to the governor for assent, he shall within 30 days thereof signify that he assents or that he withholds. So now the governor has written to them that he is withholding his assent, and they fulfill the constitution by doing as is recorded in subsection 5, wherein the more than two-thirds majority approved the law, the bill again, and it became a law that does not require the assent of the governor. So you that you are in the studio that is helping us to disseminate information should help the ignorant ones to learn. And if anybody that does not know calls to misinform the public, tell the person to quote the law, just as I have quoted it.
All right then.
So the House of Assembly did what the Constitution says they should do. They have not by any means violated the law, and the Constitution is.
No. Can I pause you? Can I pause you now? Now, if I understand you very clearly, by the way, I should tell you the things you've mentioned. I already mentioned it earlier. But I think what they are arguing has got to do with the validity of their position as lawmakers. And I have said we should leave that for the court. By the way, the CSOs.
God bless you. What you brought out for discussion is that the House of Assembly has vetoed the governor. That is your big story. So leaving people to be dragging to the left, to the right, will throw the society into confusion. Those were the same people that said that the governor will not swear in those commissioners. You remember? They said that it was the House Assembly that generated the list. And later, Joe Johnson spoke to your station and told you that it emanated from the governor. And today the governor has sworn them in. And the governor, obeying subsection 4, said he will not assent to the bill. And the House of Assembly now went to subsection 5 and carried out their work.
All right. Thank you very much.
It is now a law. If the governor fails to abide by it, he will be impeached.
All right.
For violating the Constitution.
I already
mentioned 100, subsection 5.
Thank you very much. No. I already mentioned all the things you've mentioned, but thank you very much for reiterating it and re-echoing it. But let's read some messages on Facebook. Ingba Rabara. I hope I pronounced your name. Ingba Rabara Barikboe says there should be open-minded and think River State against their personal interest. Don Sam Abadi says, I will keep advising His Excellency Governor Fubara to be careful. He says, what did you say, Lord? I don't get that part. I just will skip Don Sam Amadi or Abadi, sorry. But then you said Governor Sim should stand bold and confront his fears, for no man can hide from his fear, for since they are part of him, they will always know where to find him. Christopher Dokubo says, for the 9 commissioners that are coming back to lick their vomits, it is unfortunate they have no shame. Maybe they have no other qualified persons in their local government. Maybe they were the only qualified people who worked for the emergence of the governor during the election. Maybe they are the only people loyal to the FCT minister. Wisdom Joseph says, good afternoon, Carl. I think the returning commissioners may have been asked to silently and quietly resign or face sack, and the public wasn't aware of this fact. I think it may have been possible, and that's why it was included in the Abuja Accord. In this country, anything can happen, and I agree with you on that one. And the boy Uzutam Ziki says, swearing in the commissioners by Governor Sim is an indication that the governor is ready for the peace of the state. The resignation and return of the commissioners shows they are not in for the interest of the state, but to serve the interest of one man. And you say posterity will remember them. All right, that's that for Facebook. Let's look at some messages on WhatsApp, and let's see. Okay, this one says, why are they so much in a hurry to pass the bills into law without debating on it? Is there something they are not telling us? Governor Sim is interested in building River State. He can achieve it without living peacefully with the reappointed commissioners, the assembly members, opposition parties, etc. Sim is a man of peace, and I applaud him for that. Greetings, Mr. Canada. Anna, thank you very much. And this one says, does the River State lawmakers and Wike's loyalists listen to the news at all? The entire Rivers people and Nigeria at large are in support of Governor Fubara. What is really giving these lawmakers the audacity as to trying so hard to create unrest in a state where the citizens are even demanding for their resignation? Escobar is asking there. This one says, man of the people, now that we've gotten to this level, I wish everyone should shit their sods and allow peace to reign. Before now, there were arguments as to the fact that the governor was not the one who sent the commissioners' names to the assembly. I think we dealt on that one. But you now said thereafter they encouraged the governor not to swear them in. But from all indications, the governor appears to be committed to following the path of peace. I appeal to him to muster enough courage and call the supporters who are making inflammatory comments to desist from it and allow peace in River State. Asian Godwin with that one. Okay, the call screen. Oh, okay. So the call screening is working. All right, I get the message now. Thank you very much. So I've just been told that the smart number is working, so I'm going to read it out: 070-0923-0923. Once again, 070-0923-0923. I've got Susie from Erema. Susie, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you. All right. Sorry, Susie, I did not know you were on. Obed from Port Harcourt. Obed, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Kalada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
Kalada, I am tempted to ask, whose interest is Martin Samehule serving? Because the bill that you just rolled out now, the governor will tread assent, is about the personal interest of Martin Samehule, and the people is serving.
Only the assembly members can answer that question. I was not there when.
That is how it is, Kalada. You know it, and that is it.
What do you think I know? I mean, I was not there when it was passed.
This bill was enacted them to stifle opposition, and you want to repeal it because you want to serve the interest of your idol and whatever. You repeal them and expecting governor to sign. When you enacted this bill, did you think that a time like this is going to come? So it tells you the kind of people that is being imposed on us as leaders.
Okay.
This kind of people does not even work. In fact, I don't even know how to say it because they are legality, their assembly status is still questionable right now because it's still under subjudice. You understand? I must tell you.
Okay.
So this is the kind of leader that we have people have imposed on us. That is Samehule. coming up with this kind of bill.
Okay.
It's a shame, honestly. I tell you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Obed. I've got Susie from Irema. Susie, sorry, I did not know you were online waiting. Welcome. Oh, no. See, the phone line wasn't working. I did not know it has started working. Okay. Someone had to call my attention to it. So, welcome. Yeah.
I want to commend the governor for the action taken place on, the screening and the confirming the commissioners and all of. Are you with me?
I'm listening to you.
Then we are also in a dilemma where you said something that we have to allow the court to actually interpret some of the things. Yeah.
The CSOs have gone to
we are into now, which is actually arousing the emotions of people on the street. It is based on the fact that people thought that the moment you go to the constitution, like in your studio now, a section of it, it becomes automatic that someone who has to affect it without the judicial interpretation. To have to interpret, just I'm linking this to the investigation by a group and all of that. Now, that is also a burden. It's also a burden on their part because they are carrying the bucket of water. Inside that section 109, you discover that you see a place where even the lawmakers who defected actually cited by saying that there was actually a conflict in the party. So whatever that means to them will be answered by the court. Now, the problem we have here is that some of us, because of emotion, just want the House of Assembly members to act based on what the Constitution has said without an interpretation by a court. I would always want to say it, that the Constitution section of it will be lifeless without an activation and interpretation and then giving justice either on just kind of decision by a court of competent jurisdiction. A court will have to say either yes or no before it becomes a reality. By that notion, you can come to say that you have actually tried. So I want to say that it's not actually murder the governor for taking the action he took today. Okay. All
right. Susie, thank you very much. I've got to let you go. I've got Mufasa and Lokechukwu standing by. Let's start with Mufasa from NTA Road. Mufasa, greetings to you. Welcome.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Let me say that, you see, what is happening in the state today is really quite unfortunate, I want to say categorically that you do not need the courts to interpret valid sections of the Constitution before it becomes valid. It's only when there is a conflict.
But there's a conflict now.
It's a working document, and it is written in clear.
Mufasa, is there not a conflict now? There is a conflict.
No, I'm saying is that it is not that it has to be interpreted by the judiciary before it becomes.
Oh, I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Conflict. But let me just quickly say this. You see, the governors who have confirmed and reappoint these commissioners, for me, is one of the biggest mistakes of this administration. Now, from what Mandis Amewule and the group, from what they have done, is a clear indication that the Supreme Court could not give them what they wanted. The other route they would take now is to frustrate this government and ensure that this government does not succeed.
All right.
I want to advise the governor that if you go to read The Prince by Machiavelli, it says that it is better to be feared than be loved.
Okay.
The governor must show to these people that he is in charge. If not, they will rubbish his government.
All right, thank you, Mufasa. Okechukwu from Umai. Okechukwu, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your call. But let's focus on the WhatsApp portal. I'm sorry for those of you calling. I may not be able to take your calls right now. This one says, good day, Canada. Rivers Assembly to veto bills. Hope now Rivers people can see who's about to cause trouble in Rivers State again. Let them veto and also implement the bill too. Maybe they'll crest. Oh, okay, I think he meant create separate executive arm of government in Rivers State to implement it. Very soon, they'll be telling us who send them the work they are doing, from Ambassador Ibibia Feynman. This one says, I commend Governor Fubara for always towing the path of peace and conflict resolution, especially the assurance given to the newly sworn-in commissioners that he abhors no grudge against them, and I urge the commissioners to ensure that they support the government so that posterity can judge them right. As for the House of Assembly overriding the governor, I will advise them to allow peace in the state rather than being used as a tool for distracting the governor from performing. Wuyike Odinaka with that one. And this one says, good afternoon, Kalada. The Assembly cannot continue to be taking the simplicity of the governor for weakness and be scoffing him as though he is okay. I take it from the top again. It says the Assembly cannot continue to be taking the simplicity of the governor for weakness and be scoffing him as though he's a no man before them. These same bills they have repealed and amended were proposed and passed by the same Assembly, especially the leadership of the Assembly. They cannot be removed, controlling the governor at will. For goodness sake, they should respect the office of the governor the same way they respected the former governor. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. And you said for the governor's speech to the reappointed commissioners, yes, it is very obvious that their hearts are heavy. Deep down in their hearts, they are not comfortable with their actions, but because the powers that brought them, they have names and reputation, I will urge them to protect their names for posterity's sake by working with the governor for the interest of the state and not for individual persons. Lady V with that one. Let's take another one. I do not know what's wrong. Okay. This one says, Mr. Canada, remember yesterday I said Governor Sim just won the battle but not the war. Imagine the lawmakers vetoing to pass bills into law. If Governor Sim does not smart up, they will mess him up. The time to defend his office and himself is now. Meanwhile, these assemblymen never one day disagreed with the ex-governor on those laws. I'm going to remove the adjective used in describing them. Governor Sim be wise, Uche Wachiku from Imboba. Let's see, this was a video call. I wonder why. Martin's group just wait until the court clarifies you guys. Sasim, please, this is the time to use your red pen for governance. Confidence in Lebedim from Osuzui Che. Okay. This one says, good afternoon, brother. I call this Rivers House of Commotion. Like I said, we Rivers people will sleep with one of our eyes closed because they have their plans to keep disturbing the governor, one of which is passing of these bills. Ibiso Brentford. Ibiso, thank you very much. And this one says, man of the people, good evening, it's afternoon. The governor and FCT minister are hiding something from us. 2 days ago, Information Commissioner told us in a live radio station that the governor will maintain status quo by obeying the last judgment, and the commissioners swearing in will wait. But today, the governor swore them in. God Day from Port Harcourt. The commissioner also confirmed that the list of the commissioners was sent in by the governor. So many messages. I would have to take a breather and go back to the phone lines and take maybe 2-3 more calls, and I go back to the WhatsApp messages. 081, oh no, scrap that. 070-0923-0923. That is the smart number. It can take as many as 4 to 5 calls at a time. So yes, dial that number and I will pick your call. I've got JJ calling in from Port Harcourt Township. JJ, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear.
Canada, good evening.
Yeah, it's afternoon. It's almost 4 now, yeah?
Afternoon.
Yeah,
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Canada, remember in 2019,
okay,
when the senator and the House of Rep members amended the Electoral Act, they sent it to the president. The president rejected it for the first time. The president sent it back. They amended again and sent it back. And at the end of the day, it didn't go through. Oh, this section 100 that people are quoting does not apply to the National Assembly, right? And that amendment was done in 2023. And at the end of the day, the president signed, because what the president wanted didn't go through as at when they amended the whole bill. And you also remember that the National Assembly member was supposed to be delegates in the primaries, and that didn't happen, and all those put together because they shut themselves out and they put the option of only direct primaries. You remember? Now, does the National Assembly also use the same constitution that has section 100 and veto the president at the end of the day? You see, people say something, that because your juju is quiet does not make you use water to serve that juju. Because pussycat is walking gently does not mean it doesn't know how to run. anytime the governor is talking, he talks about ensuring peace to make sure that there is peace in Rivers State. How many times have you heard Martin Samewule and his group saying that they also want peace in Rivers State? The governor went to Abuja court and said, look, we want to discontinue this case in the line of peace. What did they do? They ambushed him and got judgment and all those put together.
JJ, on that, JJ, before you conclude, before you conclude on that Abuja issue, some people have cited the Ishopo court issue, and they're saying, hey, you're talking about withdrawing from the matter, but what about the one in Ishopo?
And the date has not come.
But they did not withdraw. Remember the last sitting of the court. The lawyers to the governor's. Yes. I'm just asking.
This one, adjournment came. Their injunction expired. They renewed it after they said withdraw all cases. For Ishopo, the date has not come, so you cannot force the hand of the court that they must come and sit because you have contrary opinion. For goodness sake, no now. And for the Naira and all those...
the Naira was in passing. The Naira conversation was in passing. I was saying that we should leave politics in River State.
Let us start producing our local refinery, refined products, so that we won't demand dollars for all those things. If not, we'll go waste time to come out. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, JJ. Let's focus on some more messages. My time is almost up. The business news up next. This one says the governor should be very careful with those commissioners. Their loyalty still remains to Wike. Fubara from Port Harcourt. Sukari from Akinima. Good afternoon, KDB. Governor Sim reappointing these commissioners is an act of progressing in error. Which law empowers the former lawmakers to declare these commissioners? Well, the former lawmakers are jokers anyways. The last truth here is that if Governor Sim doesn't bear grudge, the commissioners do. Trouble don't set. Jimbo Baraye Caribon Nelson says, I believe in the efficacy of peaceful dialogue and negotiations and the peaceful resolution of the governor and House of Assembly conflict for the stability and development of our state. Crisis of any kind and for whatever interest or purpose is unacceptable. Peace and development is most important for now. Jimbo Baraye Caribon Nelson from Ogutown. This one says, I can remember that during Buhari's era, he declined to assent to some bills twice and the National Assembly kept sending the bills back to him for assent. How would the letter Governor Fubara just sent today declining his assent be overruled and vetted without recourse? Let Amewule and his cohorts make open to us reasons Governor gave for his decline. If Rivers Assembly under Amewule don't play their bitter politics with course, let it prepare to face revolt from Rivers people. Victor from Egbema. Okay, I'm going to try reading one more. It's one thing to appoint commissioners and another thing to assign portfolio to them. Besides, man can reshuffle his cabinet anytime. They are not elected officials, Abi. Newton Ikire with that one. Let's see. This one says, Mr. Canada, first, I want to congratulate Governor Sim Fubara on his clear victory at the Supreme Court yesterday. Also, for showing maturity as a true Rivers son, a good one. He says, secondly, as for the new commissioners, I think they should follow the good part of Governor Sim Fubara. Let government... Governor Sim Fubara led government for our dear state to move forward. Hashtag let peace reign. Bakata from Ozwa community. Okay, it's time for me to step on the brakes right now. I'm going to step on the brake now. When you come back, we'll talk some more. Just stay tuned.
Welcome back to the show. This is